Welcome back. Today, we're exploring a surprising story about Susan B. Anthony dollar coins. At first glance, they look like normal $1 coins that many people have ignored for years. But some of these coins are far from ordinary. A small number have turned out to be extremely rare and very valuable, selling for tens of thousands of dollars, and in a few cases, even reaching six figures at major auctions. These coins prove that big surprises can come from small places. Let's take a closer look at why these simple-looking dollars have such incredible stories behind them. When you first look at a 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollar from the Philadelphia Mint, it might seem like just another ordinary coin. Small, plain, and easily overlooked, it doesn't grab attention at first glance. But if you take a closer look, small details start to tell a very different story, one that makes this coin one of the rarest and most fascinating pieces in modern American coinage. Back in 1979, Philadelphia usually didn't include mint marks on their dollar coins. Yet during early production and testing runs, a tiny number of coins were accidentally stamped with AP. Some were faintly struck, some doubled, and others slightly off-center. These small errors created a hidden variety that collectors today treat like treasure. Most of these coins never even made it out of the mint. Many were melted down, and others were caught during inspection. Only a few survived, and those that did are extremely valuable today. The Anthony dollar itself was designed to modernize the US dollar, fitting perfectly into vending machines and public transportation. But the public didn't take to it, and the coin never gained popularity. The year 1979 was chaotic at the mint. New tools, fresh dies, and updated machines were all rushed to meet demand. Workers had to keep up with tight deadlines, and mistakes were inevitable. Out of this busy environment came the rare large-date Philadelphia mint mark errors. Some coins show doubled letters, broken shapes, or marks as if they had been struck more than once. To collectors, these imperfections aren't flaws, they're a glimpse into the mint's operations at that moment in history. Even heavily worn coins can reveal surprises. A magnifying glass can uncover the doubled P or the unusual shape of the number 9 in the date. Experts believe these errors came from early dies, before the mint had fully adjusted equipment and pressure, which makes them especially desirable today. But the story doesn't stop at the mint mark. While most Anthony dollars were struck from copper and nickel, a few rare coins were accidentally made on leftover 40% silver blanks originally meant for Eisenhower dollars. This wasn't a rumor, tests later confirmed the mix-ups. If a coin feels a bit heavier, shines brighter, or gives off a clear ringing sound when tapped, it could be one of these rare silver errors. Some have sold for astounding sums, one fetched more than $375,000, while another with a dramatic die crack sold for over $187,000. Collectors love these coins because they link to eras of U.S. minting history in a single accidental strike. The designs remain the same as any other Anthony dollar. Susan B. Anthony's strong portrait sits on the front, while the eagle landing on the moon appears on the back. Yet error coins often show subtle differences, lighter strikes on the eagle's wings, or softer details on Anthony's cheek. These tiny variations tell a story of the mint adjusting dies, switching tools, or recalibrating machinery during production. Even the scratches and wear on circulated coins add to their narrative, proving they entered circulation despite their unintended uniqueness. Millions of Anthony dollars were made in 1979, but only a tiny handful of these large-date Philadelphia mint mark errors exist today. Collectors estimate just a few dozen survive, and perhaps only 10 are in collectible condition. That scarcity is why auctions ignite whenever one appears. Grading companies describe them with terms like mint error, overpunched P, or struck on silver planchette. Even damaged or worn examples have sold for huge amounts. A rough coin once brought over $195,000, and a slightly better example sold for even more the following year. Collectors prize these coins not just for rarity, but for the story they tell. Susan B. Anthony fought tirelessly for fairness, equality, and opportunity. Her coin struggled for acceptance, just like the causes she championed. These rare, unusual, and overlooked coins reflect that same spirit. Owning one feels like holding a small, but powerful piece of American history. Experts believe the market hasn't peaked. As more people learn about modern minting errors, demand continues to rise. Some predict that a top-quality silver example could surpass $170,000 at auction. So, if you ever come across a 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollar that looks slightly odd, different, or even worn out, don't pass it by. What seems ordinary at first could be one of the rarest modern coins ever made. Most people wouldn't give a second look to a 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollar from San Francisco. It's small, plain, and easy to mistake for loose change from decades ago. But for collectors who know what to look for, this coin can be one of the most surprising finds in modern American history. The key is in the details. Under bright light, the surface of the coin can reveal small signs that something went wrong during production. The date may appear larger than expected, and the tiny S mint mark can look unusual in shape or texture. These small differences are the first hints that the coin may be something special. Although the coin has a silver-gray color, it was meant to be made from copper and nickel. Many examples still shine today, especially those that were saved early. Others show light wear, which actually adds to their story. On the front, Susan B. Anthony's portrait reflects strength and determination. On the back, the eagle landing on the moon celebrates a proud moment in American history. The design itself is familiar, but the mistakes hidden within it are not. In 1979, the San Francisco Mint focused heavily on making proof coins for collectors. These coins were supposed to have perfect details, especially the mint mark. But early that year, some of the tools used to stamp the S became damaged or worn. As a result, a small number of coins left the presses with mint marks that looked filled, doubled, or oddly shaped. Once the problem was discovered, the mint quickly replaced the tools. That short window is what makes these coins so rare today. Only a tiny portion of the total production carries these strange mint marks, and most people never notice them at the time. During this same period, the mint was also going through major changes. The large Eisenhower dollar was being replaced by the smaller Anthony dollar, and leftover silver blanks were still sitting around. In the middle of all the switching and rushing, a few of those silver blanks were accidentally used. That mistake led to a handful of Anthony dollars being struck on 40% silver. These rare silver examples stand out in subtle ways. They feel slightly heavier, reflect light more brightly, and produce a clear ringing sound when tapped. Collectors began to notice these clues and tested the coins. Some were confirmed to be genuine silver planchet errors, turning an already rare coin into something even more extraordinary. Even without silver, the large date 1979S mint mark error is highly valuable. When all three features appear together, the large date, the faulty S, and a silver planchet, the coin becomes one of the rarest modern U.S. coins known. Over the years, these coins have stunned the collecting world. One example with a filled S and a bright surface sold privately for more than $200,000. Another, showing a different type of flaw, reached well over $170,000. These prices surprised many people, especially since the coin comes from a time that feels very recent. Back in the early 1980s, these coins sold for just over $1,000. By the 1990s, values climbed sharply. As interest in modern minting errors grew in recent decades, prices soared even higher. Some experts now believe that a top-quality silver example could sell for close to $300,000 at auction. Beyond money, there is something symbolic about this coin. Susan B. Anthony's life was filled with struggle, resistance, and perseverance. Her coin faced rejection too, often criticized and overlooked. Yet today, these rare error pieces are respected and admired, much like the legacy she left behind. Collectors now study every 1979S Anthony dollar carefully. They examine the mint mark, the date style, the weight, and even the sound. Because with this issue, the biggest discoveries often come from the smallest details. That's what makes collecting so exciting. Valuable history doesn't always come from ancient times or buried treasure. Sometimes, it comes from everyday objects that were misunderstood for years. A simple 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollar, once ignored, can now hold one of the most fascinating stories the U.S. Mint has ever produced. If you ever come across one, take your time and look closely. That small S mint mark could be hiding something truly remarkable. Next, Let's talk about the 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollar with a D mint mark. Many people still overlook this coin, even though some examples have sold for over $100,000. At first glance, it looks like any ordinary coin you might pass by without a second thought. But a few rare 1979 D dollars hold secrets that can surprise even the most experienced collectors. And the story behind them is fascinating. These coins usually look worn. They might have small scratches from sliding through drawers, jars, or pockets for years. The edges may be dull, and the shine might be weak. Sometimes the metal shows faint gray or silver tones from age. That worn look actually proves something important. These coins were used in everyday life before anyone realized they were special. Under that normal surface, some of these Denver minted dollars hide clues that something unusual happened at the mint in 1979. Back then, the U.S. Mint was trying to replace the large Eisenhower dollar with a smaller, easier-to-carry coin. At the same time, the coin honored Susan B. Anthony, a woman who fought for fairness and voting rights for millions of Americans. Her portrait on the front shows strength and determination. The eagle landing on the moon on the back celebrates one of America's proudest achievements. For a moment, it seemed the new dollar could be a big step forward. But the plan didn't go as expected. The new dollar was nearly the same size and color as a quarter. People often confuse the two, and the coin never became popular. What the public didn't see were the mistakes happening inside the Denver Mint, mistakes that collectors today call priceless. Hundreds of millions of Anthony dollars were made in Denver in 1979. The machines ran non-stop, day and night. Whenever coins are made that fast, small errors can happen. A wrong metal blank might slip in, a die could shift, or a strike could land slightly off. These errors were not meant to reach the public, but a tiny number did. One exciting mistake involves the wrong planchet or metal blank. The Anthony dollar was supposed to be made of copper and nickel. But sometimes, a leftover blank meant for another coin ended up in the press. A few rare dollars were struck on thicker or heavier metal, some on blanks for foreign coins, and a small number may have been struck on leftover silver from earlier dollar programs. These coins look normal at first, but feel heavier, shine differently, and even sound different when tapped. Collectors pay close attention to these differences. A confirmed wrong planchet, 1979 D dollar, can sell for well over $100,000. One coin even reached six figures, even though it showed light wear. Another type of error is the off-center strike. This happens when the blank doesn't sit perfectly under the die. The design can land to one side instead of being centered. Minor off-center coins aren't worth much, but when the design is pushed far yet still shows the full date and mint mark, its value jumps. A bright, well-struck off-center 1979 D dollar can easily reach over $100,000 at auction. Some coins were struck more than once, creating ghost or double images. These double or even triple strikes can appear on Anthony's portrait or the eagle on the back. Dramatic multiple strikes with clear layering are highly sought after. One such coin sold for over $150,000. These coins almost look unreal, as if time stopped during production and left a trace of chaos behind. Even regular 1979 D dollars can be valuable if they are in near-perfect condition. Most coins left the mint with scratches, nicks, and dull surfaces because of the fast production. Finding a high-grade Denver coin with smooth, clean surfaces is very rare. Coins graded MS68 or higher have sold for tens of thousands, and experts believe a perfect MS69 could reach six figures today. Collectors also study worn dies. When a die is used too long, tiny cracks form, details fade, and unusual raised shapes appear on the coin. Most worn die coins aren't worth much alone, but when combined with an off-center strike, wrong planchet, or double strike, their value can rise dramatically. The coin's design adds meaning to these rare mistakes. Susan B. Anthony's portrait shows determination and purpose. The 13 stars around her represent the original colonies. On the back, the eagle landing on the moon honors the Apollo 11 mission. When rare errors appear on such a meaningful design, collectors pay attention. Some of the most valuable 1979 D errors were not found in stores or auctions. They were discovered in old jars, dusty boxes, or forgotten collections. One multiple strike coin that sold for 6 figures was almost thrown away because the owner thought it was damaged. An expert confirmed it was one of the rarest modern errors ever found. That's the magic of these coins. The Denver Mint never intended for these errors to reach the public. They were supposed to be caught and melted, but a few survived, and today they can be worth a fortune. Some dramatic errors have sold for $135,000, and an off-center coin reached $110,000 after fierce bidding. Experts believe the next major wrong planchette discovery could sell for over $145,000, so next time you see a 1979 de Susan B. Anthony dollar, don't ignore it. Look closely at the shine, weight, date, mint mark, and design. You might be holding something far more special than you realize, a coin that tells the story of a woman's fight for equality, the fast pace of modern minting, and the thrilling chance of a 6-figure treasure hiding in plain sight. And there you have it, the incredible stories behind the 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollars from Philadelphia, San Francisco, and Denver. Each coin may look ordinary at first, but as we've seen, tiny details like mint marks, wrong plankets, or off-center strikes can turn them into some of the rarest and most valuable modern coins ever made. From hidden silver errors to dramatic double strikes, these coins prove that even everyday change can hold amazing secrets. If you enjoyed learning about these fascinating coins and want to discover more hidden treasures from the world of coin collecting, make sure to subscribe to Coins Info. Hit the notification bell so you never miss a story about rare coins, mint errors, and all the surprises the coin world has to offer. Remember, the next treasure might be sitting in your own pocket or tucked away in an old jar. Keep looking, keep collecting, and we'll see you in the next video.